Yeah.
Well, to get back to bring us up to the present moment, let's test this, okay? I want you to hold your hands up and just say right here, I am now raising the rate at which I metabolize food and other nutrients. Our local actions are global actions. Like
Yeah.
we think locally and act globally. Everything we do is a global action
Mm.
because we're putting something that isn't in the world into the world because people don't do this. People don't use psychic abilities to cure their metabolism.
That's right. Or sometimes if they have, they don't recognize that it was a psychic ability.
Yeah, they just don't know what they did. That's true. See, we teach people to do consciously and intentionally what they're
Right.
generally doing unconsciously anyway.
Yeah, because people are finding things that work all the time. You know, there are people who don't know immunics who are successful at controlling their metabolism and weight loss, and people who don't consider themselves psychic. But when you find out the story behind what worked, you know, there's probably, maybe even always, a psychic component. There's a spiritual component to it.
You know, I was telling somebody how I cured a wart. She was asking me about it.
Right?
And it was a planter's wart, so it was in my bone and it was very painful. It went all the way down to the bone. It burrowed underneath my flesh.
Wow.
And it was on my toe. And I was telling her I found a plant that cured it. And the first time I had the plant, I didn't actually put it on the wart. I slept holding it in my hand.
Wow.
That's a psychic cure.
I never knew that.
Yeah, I was absorbing the essence of the plant through my skin, but it wasn't touching my toes, touching my hand.
Was that the jewelweed?
Yes, no, it was not. Jewelweed also cures warts, but this was purslane.
Purslane.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
You can put purslane on warts and it kills the warts.
I never knew that.
I keep a purslane plant in the back by the pool.
I used to get the most wonderful purslane from the farmer's market in Philly.
Yeah.
Chinese
You are
stuff.
absorbing the energy of the plant,
Yep.
keeping it in your hand. It works a bit the same way with the buck flowers.
That's
you
right.
know. Even if, for example, if a newborn baby can sleep and cries a lot, you put the bottle of rescue remedy in the crib, and very often the child cools down and falls asleep.
Uh-huh.
Because
Wow.
there is alcohol in the buck flower, so it's better not to give it directly to the baby.
Right. The vibration, though, is what affects
Exactly.
Well, I rubbed it on my cat and it had no effect. I was really
Yeah.
trying there to stop my cat from being a nuisance. I'm just kidding. I didn't really do that, but now I'm going to. I'm going to find out what happens this time. I'm going to try getting this cat to stop yowling in the middle of the night. Well, this is good. What you're coming through for people here. You're coming through for people because you're showing them how it's done and what to do. And you know, this, if you want to lose weight quick, do it with a buddy.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a story about a time when you used these abilities to control your metabolism?
I do remember a time when one of the first times that I tested about my set point, and I lowered my set point, my weight. And I think the very next day I discovered the blood type diet.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And I liked the way it sounded, and I liked the whole premise of it, and it made sense to me, and I started it, and in 1 month I lost 11 pounds.
Wow. And you know, that's something, see, people actually don't understand what we're trying to do. They think we're trying to be a diet. You know, when we say we will help them lose weight, they think, oh, what's your diet, you know? And our diet is the South Beach diet, the blood type diet, the Atkins diet. It's all the diets, the macrobiotics, it's
whatever you need to do that works.
Whole foods, raw foods, yeah. It's grapefruit juice, the grape diet, those are our diets.
Right.
You know, what diet is it? It's every diet on the web. This is all of the diet.
It's like having ammunition at your disposal when you're fighting a war, you know. You just use the correct weapon.
That's right.
Exactly.
You find the diet.
Right.
You find the right diet. Can you tell me another story about how you use these abilities to control your metabolism? Like, what pops into your mind? It doesn't have...
Are you talking to Kelly?
I'm talking to you. I'm talking to both of you.
Excuse me. Okay. Last week when we made the video, we talked about the set point. Do you remember?
Yes. Oh, sure.
And we worked on that. And it was maybe the following day that I found the diet I told you about for my emphysema.
Okay.
It's amazing. That's the same thing that happened to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you found the emphysema diet. Yep.
I was racking my brain all morning when I was swimming trying to think of more stories, but I really couldn't.
How did you find the emphysema diet?
I was looking on Google for some alternative remedies to emphysema, and among the many things which came up, I was really attracted by this one. There is this guy who tells the story of his mom having emphysema at the end. She was at the end. She was on oxygen. She couldn't walk, and the treatment didn't do anything to her. And so he started looking on the internet like crazy, and he found out about this diet, and he started to do it on his mom. His mom is still alive, and now she's breathing well, and she looks fine. She's fine.
Okay.
And I tested, of course, if it was good for me, and I got yes. And so I said, okay, why not? I'll do it. I'll try.
I want to ask a question here. Okay, so hold your hands up and ask, is one way to lose weight fast to simply raise the level of my metabolism, raise the rate at which I metabolize food?
Yes.
Keely gets yes. What do you get, Ross?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, don't you remember when we were in the 80s or the early 90s, I guess, when we had the whole staff get their hair tested
That's right.
for mineral deficiencies and excess and all kinds. And one of the things that you could tell was your metabolism.
That's right.
And at that time, I tested that I had a slow metabolism rate, and that's when I embarked on a whole journey of discovering how to raise my metabolism. I altered my diet, and I changed the way I exercised, and all things like that. And that was really the beginning of the control of my metabolism, when I discovered that I could control my metabolism. And
Sure.
I was successful at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, to get back, to bring us up to the present moment, let's test this, okay? I want you to hold your hands up and just say, right here, I am now raising the rate at which I metabolize food and other nutrients.
Yes.
Okay? And now, to go on with that, I want you to say, I'm raising the absorption rate, my absorption rate for nutrients.
Yes.
So you can do this with this. Now, do you feel any different?
It's funny because I feel slower, but in a nice way, in a, calm. I feel very calm.
So fast is slow. Like fast, it's funny because people think if they raise their metabolism, they're going to be like they're going to feel anxious.
Right, but it's not true because you feel anxious to get your metabolism up.
Yeah, you feel like relaxed, like,
I'm at function, I'm full function. I don't have to do anything.
I feel sort of relaxation really in my stomach.
You felt a relaxation in your stomach.
Yes, around my third chakra.
Nice.
Your stomach is actually your third chakra.
Yeah. Okay. Any other differences?
Oh, I feel happier.
Ross, and you? Any other differences?
I just feel calm.
Well, this is another example of direct metabolic control through psychic abilities, right here. People think being psychic is about doing a reading, but actually there's a lot more to it. It includes that, but it's about causing things psychically.
Right.
Changing the physical world, changing your body, killing a virus, or changing the rate at which you metabolize food, or curing your own cancer. It's all part of using psychic abilities to exert control over your life and your surroundings. And it's exactly what the Catholic Church never wanted us to do. When we talk about, we often talk about everybody in the world knowing that people can do this, like knowing people can cure their own cancer. And a lot of times when we talk about that, people confuse that and they think it means that everyone will cure their own cancer. Like if they know they can, that they will. But probably they won't. Probably they'll try to burn the people who cure their cancer. That's what they've done for thousands of years when they saw people,
Yeah, a lot of it was, they called them witches or...
That's right.
And they were just women that had a knowledge about how to use herbs and do healing, and they were burned. And that's terrible.
Okay.
They don't want us to know because knowledge is power.
That's right. So now hold your fingers up again, and I want you to test something. Did I go into a negative state when I was talking about that?
Yes, I could feel it.
And what about you, Ross? Do you get a signal? Did you go into a negative state?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you have things to... These are spiritual problems. And because of this negative state, you will lose control of your metabolism. See,